Tough times are inevitable. There's no avoiding them, no matter how much we'd like to. Life has a way of throwing challenges at us when we least expect them. But here's the good news. Tough times are also temporary. They don't last forever. And even better news, they can be some of the most valuable experiences we ever go through. Now, I want you to think about this for a moment. What would life be like if we never faced any difficulties? No obstacles to overcome. No challenges to test our mettle. We might think that sounds appealing, but the truth is, we'd be missing out on something vital. Because it's in those tough times that we learn, that we grow, that we become stronger and wiser. I'm telling you, it's not what happens to us that determines our future. It's what we do about what happens. We can't control everything that comes our way, but we can control how we respond. And our response makes all the difference. Here's a good way to look at it. Life is like the changing seasons. You have to learn how to handle the winters, those times when everything seems cold and barren, when hope feels distant. But remember, winter is just one season, and it doesn't last forever. Spring is always around the corner, bringing renewal, growth, and opportunity. So what do we do when we're in the midst of winter? How do we get through those tough times? Here's what we got to do. We must embrace the power of perspective. It's easy to get caught up in the difficulties we're facing and lose sight of the bigger picture. But perspective is everything. It's about stepping back and seeing the challenge for what it really is. Temporary, not permanent. A setback, not a defeat. There was a man who was in the construction business, and he built houses for a living. One day, he was working on a new project, and everything that could go wrong did. The materials didn't arrive on time. The weather was terrible. And to top it all off, the client was unhappy with the progress. Now, this man could have thrown in the towel, given up, and walked away. But instead, he chose to change his perspective. He said to himself, "This is just one project, just one setback. It's not the end of the world, and it's certainly not the end of my career." And because he adjusted his perspective, he was able to keep going, finish the project, and eventually, he became even more successful because of what he learned during those tough times. So, one of the ways that we can get through tough times is, what? To change your perspective. See the situation for what it really is. A challenge, yes, but also an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. Here's another way. Perseverance. It's easy to keep going when everything's going well, when the sun is shining and the road is smooth. But true character is revealed in the difficult moments. Perseverance is about pushing through when the going gets tough, when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when it feels like the whole world is against you. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he finally got it right. Thousands of times. Most people would have given up after the first dozen failures. But not Edison. He had a vision, and he wasn't going to let a few or a few thousand setbacks stop him. When asked about his failures, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Now, that's perseverance. So, when you're facing tough times, remember Edison. Remember that every setback is just another step on the road to success. Keep going, Keep pushing, and don't let temporary difficulties make you forget your ultimate goal. Here's another one. One of the best ways to get through tough times is being adaptable. Life is constantly changing, and the ability to adapt to those changes is crucial. Sometimes we get so attached to the way things are or the way we think they should be that we resist change. But resistance only makes things harder. Instead, we need to be like water, flexible, adaptable, able to flow around obstacles rather than crash into them. Think of it this way. You're sailing a boat, and suddenly, the wind changes direction. Now, you can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. You can adapt to the new conditions and still reach your destination. The same is true in life. We can't always control what happens, but we can control how we respond, how we adapt to new circumstances, and how we find new ways to move forward. Next, you gotta have a strong support system. None of us are meant to go through tough times alone. We need people around us who can offer encouragement, advice, and sometimes just a listening ear. When you're going through a rough patch, don't be afraid to reach out to friends, family, or mentors. Let them know what you're going through. Share your burdens. There's no shame in asking for help. And remember, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And tough people aren't tough because they never fall. They're tough because they always get back up. They don't let life's challenges keep them down. They learn from their failures, they adjust their course, and they keep moving forward. Another way is maintaining a positive attitude. I know it sounds cliché, but there's real power in staying positive, even when things are tough. A positive attitude doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means choosing to focus on the good, even in the midst of difficulties. It means looking for the silver lining, finding the lesson in the challenge, and believing that things will get better. Think about a farmer who plants a seed in the ground. He doesn't expect to see the results overnight. He knows that it will take time for the seed to grow, that it will need sunshine and rain, and that there may be storms along the way. But he remains positive, patient, and persistent, knowing that eventually, with care and effort, that seed will grow into a fruitful plant. So keep your attitude positive. Believe in your ability to overcome, to find solutions, and to turn challenges into opportunities. And most importantly, never lose sight of the fact that tough times are temporary. They will pass, and when they do, you'll be stronger, wiser, and better prepared for the future. During tough times, you must take care of yourself. When we're going through it, it's easy to neglect ourselves. We get so focused on the problem at hand that we forget to take care of our own well-being. But caring for yourself is crucial, especially when times are tough. You need to take care of your body, your mind, and your spirit. Make sure you're eating well, getting enough sleep, and taking time to rest. Engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Whether that's reading, spending time with loved ones, or simply taking a walk in nature. And don't forget about your mental and emotional health. Take time to reflect, to meditate, or to pray. Whatever helps you stay grounded and centered, make sure you're doing it. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're not taking care of yourself, you won't have the strength or energy to handle the challenges you're facing. So make yourself a priority, not an afterthought. And now listen. I want to talk about the importance of faith. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about religious faith, although for many people that's a powerful source of strength. I'm talking about faith in a broader sense. Faith in yourself. Faith in the process. Faith in the idea that things will get better. When we're in the middle of a storm, it's hard to see the sun shining on the other side. But faith is what helps us keep going, even when we can't see the end in sight. It's the belief that there is a purpose to our struggles, that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that we have the strength to make it through. So, I want you to remember these ways that we all have available to us to help us through tough times. Change your perspective. Persevere through the challenges. Be adaptable. Lean on your support system. Maintain a positive attitude. Take care of yourself. And have faith. These are the tools that will help you get through tough times. Life will always have its ups and downs, its challenges and triumphs. But it's how we handle the tough times that determines our character, our strength, and ultimately, our success. So when you're faced with difficulties, remember that you're not alone. Others have walked this path before you, and they've come out stronger on the other side. And so will you. I believe in you, and I believe in your ability to overcome any challenge that comes your way. Keep going, keep growing, and remember that the best is yet to come.